welcome to our YouTube channel. Today I'll be doing a collective reading for January for us. Collective energy reading. Let's see what's coming through for January. So I'm currently recording this on the 2nd of January. So we are already in January energy at the time of this reading. Let's see. Okay, this one definitely. Ooh, Ace of Cups, new beginnings, happiness, fulfillment, perhaps healing as well. Oh, I feel such an abundant and overwhelming energy. If there has been a period of sadness, now comes the light. This is so beautiful too, because what I feel, it's almost like there's this sense of feeling like it's too good to be true, but it isn't. All right, a reprieve. January. Let's see what else is coming through, please. Oop. Okay, this one. Yeah. You know what I also now with the Devil card, which talks about fears and feeling held back. And either it is an internal struggle, or it's also, well, it definitely is an internal struggle, but it's also to do with what your experience with others. So there's been a repetitive cycle that is played out. But the Ace of Cups suggests a new beginning on an emotional level. So the time of feeling sad, depressed, held back in the dark is over. If this is in regards to a relationship, it's coming back around full circle into a more positive phase or cycle. All right, so let's see what else. Oh, these two wanted to come out together, which is interesting because we have the 10 of Wands, which is talking about an ending to make way for a new beginning. Also, leaving the burdens behind. Now, what I feel is, I definitely feel this is to do with relationships, but it doesn't have to be romantic relationships. So just take it how it applies. If you can hear any crazy noise in the background, that's just my cat going a bit mental as per usual. So 10 of Wands is about laying down the burdens. You haven't been able to see the wood for the trees. See how he can't see where he's going. He's holding all these wands. He cannot see where he's going. He's holding tight. There's a need to budge. There's a need to actually budge. Let go of the old ways. New ways, new beginnings. The Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is about practicing what you preach. It is also about showing up and doing the work in the sense of more of a spiritual realm. Can talk about commitment too. Let's not forget that. What I feel from, let's add another card. Okay, yeah, and the 9 of Cups. So you have reached a level of certainty now. You're not letting the insecurities hold you back anymore. You're realizing where you have been standing in your own way. These are the words I'm hearing. And now you are breathing fresh, new life into this situation. But that's because you have the spiritual awareness to do so. You have the spiritual awareness. So you hold the cards in your hands, if you like. This is off your own bat. Now, the 9 does talk about the ending of a cycle. It's interesting. We're in a 9-year now too. The 9 does talk about coming to the end of a cycle as well, preparing for that. But I also always see this as amassing your trophies. You've done the work. You've done all these, this inner work. And so you should be proud of yourself and your achievements. And I get a sense of focusing on health and wellness, well-being, but also focusing on what you can control, and realizing that you have to be the grounded one in the situation. You must spearhead this. You must be the rock because you have the strength and the fortitude to do so. And you might feel, oh, I'm so tired of being the rock. I want someone else to be my rock. This is what you signed up for. That's not to say you don't have people you can lean on for support, and that you shouldn't lean on others for support, and that you never can. It's just saying that you have a beautiful way of making people feel comfortable, worth time, worth effort, worth something when they can't see it for themselves. You help them find the light within. And this does happen in relationships as well. Not saying that you should always be in a relationship to help the other find themselves. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to maintain who you are in the situation. The other person or people will catch up if they're meant to. And I do feel they will, because now this is the Knight of Pentacles, which is strong, sturdy, albeit slow progress forward, which also answers the question of, will they catch up? Yes, they will, but they're slower than you. So it is what it is, right? But it is long lasting and it is beautiful. It is an agreement that you have. Because of life circumstances, this is where you're at, and this is where, if this is a romantic relationship, your significant person or significant other is at, or if it's a friendship or family member, because of life circumstances as well. That is not saying that you are here and they are here. It is just that this is how things must play out. And look, judgment, communication is key, and there is much more positive communication coming in. Now, on a collective scale, we could see this as needing to be present and in the moment and watch your words, because what you speak, you bring about. Needing to focus on your emotional state and on what you can control amongst the chaos as well. But it's interesting because even though I'm speaking to you on a more, this is a personal situation level, what happens, particularly as light workers, but I don't want to say that. I want to say that everyone, what is happening in our lives is also reflected on a collective level in different ways. The energy, right? We experience situations personally that also have a connection to what is going on globally, universally, energetically, but that does not mean we have to be in the struggle of it. It is the overarching theme. When you resonate as being a healer or a server or being here to help the collective, which I believe that everyone is, depending on the role they play, to a greater or lesser extent, we're all collaborating together. That is a bone of contention. When you resonate as being a healer or a light worker, you face situations in your day-to-day to help on a larger scale as well. So what you heal and the energy you put into your life, into your realm, your world, your sphere, has an effect much wider and grander than you would recognize. So take this how it applies. So I do feel there's a lot of focus on relationship, and that it might be because there's holidays and some people will be more at home with each other, so that dynamic might be a bit strained. But also what I feel is because we're needing to get back into harmony with others, and collectively too, we're needing to get back into harmony and working well with community, with like-minded people, loving and being open with one another, and less judgmental, less closed off. Not to have boundaries, but just more open and open-minded and open-hearted. And that's not to say that we're not open-hearted. It is just that there is a protective mechanism that we have to really keep our guard up until we feel like we can trust. But the thing is, sometimes we close off our heart or close ourselves off to experiences and actually feeling the beauty and the love of life, right? Yes, so back to progress, Ace of Pentacles, which I'm going to leave the tarot at the Ace of Pentacles. This is progress forward. Now, this is the first month of the year. But what I feel from this is get ready, get grounded, because soon you will need to take those strong and firm steps forward. So get clear on what you want. Get yourself in a good space physically and emotionally as much as possible. Look after your needs so that you have the energy to go to task in the coming months. And also, if you've been feeling drained, this could likely be due to a collective energy as well, because there's a lot going on, and we do pick up on that and feel that to some extent. Okay, so let's see some oracle cards for the reading. Let's see if we can get any more insight with these oracle cards. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. This one wants to come out. Yes. So you are being looked after. There might be a bit of, that chaotic energy, but you're actually in a good space for manifesting and bringing back into balance that harmony and flow and getting out of the chaos, stepping out of it, or at least not allowing it to consume you. So the Hawk Spirit, and this is about being guided. You'll be shown the next steps and next stages as they present themselves. So just be present and in the moment, because you need that hawk eye, that keen eyesight. Let spirit be your guide. The divine has you. They hold you. I love the panther. The panther, that's very powerful energy, and it's number 44, which again is talking about the connection with spirit, and allowing it to be present in every moment in your reality, grounding it into your life. This is about reclaiming your power in the situation, and I feel that's why there's progress in this relationship on a collective level, because we're regaining our power, we're reclaiming it. There's been some tests, some trials, and now we're like, oh yeah, wait, I've let myself go into this sort of spiral. Enough is enough. I need to claw my way back out. And that's where we're at, or some of us are maybe. Or I'm going to take these two together because that's how they want to be. So we have, yes, so the fox spirit, think on your feet, and the electric eel spirit, which is about taking those inspirations and ideas and putting energy into them, breathing life into them. Now, I want to mention before, when I said the hawk spirit as being, the steps and stages will present themselves to you when it's time. Spirit is your guide. Remember, and this is about reclaiming your power too. Remember, you have power only in the moment. Your power is in the moment. So you can choose and make those choices as the situation calls for it. Now, think on your feet suggests that doesn't matter if you go down the wrong path or a hurdle presents itself, doesn't matter. Because you will be able to think and consider in the moment what to do next. I want to say that as you let spirit be your guide, that you will know how to navigate the terrain of these next few months. The next few months. Yes. but you need to be present. You need to filter out the internal chatter, specifically the fears, the doubts, the insecurities, the worries. What if I'm not good enough? What if I make a mistake? What if I fail? All these la-di-das that really are just distracting you from taking the prize. I say that with love because I understand it. So we have back to the eel spirit. You have been receiving downloads of information. You have been receiving insights, and you have been receiving ideas that you need to action on. You'll know when to action on them, and that is simply by showing up every day, using your intuition and feeling for what feels right in the moment. Your internal navigation system, your feelings, your intuition is your guide. Not the fears, not the doubts, not the insecurities and anxieties. No, that's not your guide. When something feels good and feels right, go for it. All right, Ascended Master card to finish off. Now, this is the Divine Masters deck by Kyle Gray, a beautiful deck. Let's see which Ascended Master wants to come out with us today. I'm going to have trouble pronouncing this. Joal Kul, Divine Mission. It's interesting because this also says enlightened action, make choices from the heart. So that perfectly sums it up. And what I feel from this, there's such a joyful, encouraging energy here, a loving energy. And a sense of understanding of the plight of humanity, to feel that they must be cautious and wary. And understanding that as human beings, we have insecurities, fears, and doubts. And we feel like we make mistakes, errors in judgment. And sometimes we get distracted by the mundane. I love how there is like what looks like a tree behind him, which tells me that there is such a respect for life. I almost feel like there is a shift occurring, more so on a collective level, but obviously we'll all be feeling it. But there's a shift in timeline. There's a shift in timelines. There's a shift in timelines. So the trajectory has changed. This is why the message about thinking on your feet and now you're having new ideas and new insights is because there's been a shift. Energetically, there's been a change. So what was once meant to occur has now been redirected, I suppose. That is because you've reached that precipice. You've reached that tip, that top tier, and now you're into that new way of being. So you might find that your belief system has slightly altered. The processes that you use have changed. For those who resonate as energy healers, there's been shifts in energy healing, or the way you work, the way you move, the way you work with others, how you speak and connect with them, your focuses, your intentions, your clients' intentions. There's been a shift because the collective needs that shift as well. And it's almost like a catch-22. The collective needs the shift, but they've also created the shift. So it's interesting. I'm going to leave that there today. Those are your messages, or our messages. I hope they made sense. And I wish you all the best for the month of January. Please check out our pick a card. It is coming soon.